Okay, we are back and ready to do part 2. Sorry for the delay in there, but we're going to finish out our Cinchshare for Dummies training, and Cris is going to take over now. So let's share with Chris's screen.
All right. Okay, can you see?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going over the Manage Post Library, which is this 4th link down here. This is one of my favorite parts about Cinchshare, because basically what it allows you to do is to copy a party that you've already done and use the same information to create a new party. So it's called batch posting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into also on Manage Post Library, there's these 3 tabs: History, Pending, and Save. So whatever pending shows or post you have, it'll show up under pending. And then once they've actually posted, they'll go into your history. So you always have them under your history tab. And then as Bobby showed earlier, we have the saved ones when you actually save them. So what I'm going to do is I have a lot of posts in here from different shows. So I'm going to go to this top bar up here, which is a filter. And I'm going to choose this show here. So it only shows posts from that show, which is Laura's Pampered Chef. So it takes a second to show up here. So these are all the posts that I did for the party. Now what I'm going to do is, so this is the post from before the party started, the actual day of the party, and after the party. And just to kind of simplify things, I'm going to choose all of the post, but I'm going to uncheck. I have to move the video thing here. I'm going to click this little, these 3 bars at the top, hit select all. And that's going to choose all the posts, but I'm going to unselect everything actually before the party, and you'll see why in a second. So let me just undo these check marks. And I don't know the way, hopefully in the future they make a way where you can unselect more than one or select more than one, but I don't think there's a way. Do you know of, Susie?
I don't know. I don't know if you can use the, well, I guess the control.
Because if I click on it, it'll open it up. So I tried that earlier. So, all right, so this is, I'm going to go all the way up to, give me 1 second here, all the way up to the actual time of the party, which my party starts 1 minute before. Oops, sorry, I didn't want to unselect those. These last 3, okay. So now I've got everything from my actual time of the party up through, and it'll go through a couple days after. So now that I've selected everything, I'm going to go back to these little 3 lines, and I'm going to do batch post. And it says I have 27 posts, excuse me, that I'm gonna post here. So this opens up, and now I can choose the day I want it to start. So let's say my party starts on Monday. I'm going to choose the time. I'm going to choose the day, and let's say it starts at 8 p.m. So I'm going to change the time over here. It's already at p.m. Then I'm going to choose my group that we were talking about earlier. So this is the group. I'm just going to put it in this test Facebook Live. This is just a group I've set up to be able to play around with Cinchshare without worrying about it going out to other parties and stuff. So I'm going to select that, and I'm going to do this apply interval. Now what it's done over here on the right, it's taken that date, and I've already had times in for everything, and it's telling me how far the posts are apart. So this one's 1 minute, 4 minutes, and so forth. Now there's a couple different things I can do with this. So let's say if I wanted this post here, number 3, to be up here instead, I can actually move it, just drag it up like this, and my times stay the same in those slots, but my post moves to that same time. Okay, so you can drag and drop it and do that. So that's called using drag and drop. So when I apply the interval, again, if I were to change, I say, oh, I didn't mean to start at 8, I meant to start at 8:30. So I would just change it here and do apply interval. So this one will start 8:30, this one 8:31. You can see the different times here. Okay. I can also, if I wanted to change one particular one, say, okay, I wanted this to start maybe 5 minutes later. I can change it here. And if you're going to change any times on specific posts, I would suggest to do it here because it's a little easier to edit it before you get it into the post that we were talking about earlier, creating your post. The other thing is, let me see, that's applying intervals. So if I click this new interval here, I don't do this much. I don't know if you guys do, Susie or Bobby, but if I click this, I can tell it to do the post every minute. So many do minutes, hours, or days. So let's say I want to do it every 3 minutes. I would just hit apply interval, and it would do the post every 3 minutes all the way through. Like I said, I don't use that particularly. I haven't found a use for it yet. I guess there could be use. I don't know if you guys do or not.
I'm too new with it, but what I liked about the idea of it is if you want to do, say, a Motivational Monday post in one day, you pick up a bunch of Monday motivational posts, you know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
you schedule, you put them all in there. You could inevitably do 52 of them and schedule them, you know, for the, what was it? What was your interval time? Monthly?
Well, you have minutes,
the interval
hours, and
time.
days.
Oh, hours, days. Okay,
But
so
you could
days,
do,
I guess.
You could do every week. You could do once a week. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's I didn't think of that. So that's definitely a good idea. But whoops, I didn't mean to do that. So I'll just change it back to keep interval and hit apply interval, and I'll take it back to my time slot over here. Okay. Now, before another thing is when you create a new party, I don't know about you, but sometimes I forget to replace the host name or change the time or the website. So they have this nice thing called Find and Replace, and there's these little binoculars up here. You just click on them. And what that's going to do, now you're going to say text define. I get 2 examples. So let's say I want to change, my host is not, her name is not Laura, it's Cris. So I want to find all of the names with Laura, and I want to change them to Cris. So I'm just going to type the text define, text replace, and I hit a search. It's going to go through and tell me every place that it found the name Laura and how it's going to replace it with the word Cris. So if I scroll down, I'll see everything that's highlighted, it's going to replace. Okay, go all the way down. There's a couple. So this one, let's see. Okay.
Yeah, that one you might have to change.
That one I'll have to change in a second because I'll do something else. Okay, so I'm going to do up because that's my actual URL. So I'll do that in a second. So I'm going to update post. It's going to change all of those. Now, if I wanted to replace something else, let's say I want to replace the actual URL, but this isn't going to work because I'm just going to change it to something here because I think it just changed it for me. So I'm just going to change it because I just changed it to Cris by, you know, because I changed the name.
Right, when you.
So I'm going to do a search, and there's the one there. So that will change my URL to whatever the new show, the show URL is. So I'm going to update post. And another thing I can do is, let's say if I wanted to change the day of the show, because I have that in my post sometimes. So I'm just going to change it here. And will I start the 16th? And then again, I'll do a search. I don't know if it's going to, should find at least one. Oh, did it find one? I might not have the exact name in. But basically, you can replace any words that you want. And you can do this find and replace as many times as you want before you actually batch the post. So let me see if I covered that. Find and replace. So now that I've got everything ready, I've got it for my group I want it to go to. I've got the time. I want it to start tomorrow, or the 19th. I'm actually going to want it to start tomorrow. So I'm going to change that. So everything's ready to go here. And now I'm going to schedule batch. So I'm just going to click this button. It's going to take a second. So now everything went into pending. But if I actually go into the post here, and if I click, I'm going to, let's say I was in another one, filter. I'm going to filter it by test Facebook Live. There's all of my posts that I just batched. So I probably saved at least an hour of work doing that by using these same posts. Now, if I wanted to change, let's say a picture or something like that, I would just open one of these up. Or sorry, not open. I got to edit it here, and I could change the picture here for that particular post, or I can change anything about that post and just schedule it. I can change the time, change the date, or whatever. Let's see. Is there anything else that I think that's about it on batching. Can anybody think of anything I might have missed?
Susie?
I can't think of anything. I mean, the batching, I know when you guys were talking about the intervals, a lot of the times that comes into play if you're posting multiple parties at once. So let's say you want to post a party and you have one party starts at 8. You don't really want the next party to start at the same exact time, because a lot of people, that's where people worry about Facebook jail. So then you want to have it, instead of maybe having it, starting at 8, you want to start it at 9, and then maybe instead of, 30 minutes in between a post, you want to have 31 minutes. So that's where, like, I would see the interval changing. And also, if let's say you have a party and you run your party 7 days, and then somebody comes along and wants to change that template to make it an hour party, then that's where they would change the interval to change it, to, instead of every whatever, so many hours, they can change that interval to post every 5 minutes. And you can quickly make it a 1 hour party versus a 7-day party.
Gotcha.
That's true. Yeah, there is one other thing I wanted to show. So I didn't add, I went and added my actual show, but let's say I want to go back and now I want to add my before the party. So I can go back in here and do another batch post of that same party. So I'm just going to select a few here. I'm not going to select them all. So let's say I selected these. Just do one to show this. 5 minutes. Okay, so I've selected the ones I want. I go back in and I batch post again. And now I'll select my group again. Now, so this, what I do on this is I kind of backtrack, because if I want the actual party to start, I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to have enough time for days. But let's say I would start it on Thursday. I can't go in the past. That's why. So I could actually try to, I can figure out, okay, I want my party. If I've got a 5-minute post down here, I can backtrack my date and time here to make this work exactly with my show itself.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But I just can't do it because I don't have I can't go backwards in time. And that just helps me to be able to, because if I have different times and stuff, I don't want to have to change all of these, but I can just change one of them here, and it'll change all the other times for me. And then the last
and that comes in handy. Oh,
so go ahead.
I was going to say that comes in handy if, like, a lot of pre-party posts are a little bit more spread out.
Yes.
Some people than the normal party posts. So then that way, if you do them separately, your intervals don't get all messed up, and you could keep that, because sometimes it will switch the intervals if you try and post everything all at once, because it wants to post it in the same interval as your party, but you're not really doing that for the pre-party.
Yeah, makes sense. And then the last thing I have to show is there's another place to do find and replace. So let's say you forgot to do your find and replace. So you just go back into your post. I can go in again and filter. So I don't know where what did I put my words?
Did we put the test share?
Oh, there it is. Test Facebook Live.
Oh,
so that's the ones I just posted. So I can still do find and replace. I just go over here and click on this little lines, and then I just do a find and replace here. Now I have to select my stuff first. And then it tells you if it doesn't like something, it'll tell you. And then I can do the same thing with the find and replace, and then it'll replace them in the actual pending post, and I don't have to do anything else. So there's two places. If you forget to do it in batch, you're like, oh, I forgot to replace the host name, you can go back in and do it in the pending post. Okay.
Fun.
Yes. Okay, Susie, you're up, and I will walk through and click on things.
Okay, so this is what sharing collections,
Sharing collections,
correct?
yes.
Okay, so sharing collections is pretty much kind of like when people would do outlines, and then everybody wanted to copy the outlines. Post My Party has it to where I think you can email an outline. So pretty much this is the same basic concept. So let's say we had an outline created, and that's going to be Chris's test page. So let's go to your test page or your test party. And let's say he wants to go ahead and he wants to share this template with me. So he would go through and he would select all the posts. Let me make my screen bigger because I'm on my phone. So once you select all the posts, you're going to go back into the little 3 lines, the menu there. And you'll see where it says share. Sorry, I don't have the right glasses on tonight. So then now that you have the share screen, so now you're going to have collection details. So Cris is going to name it Chris's template or whatever you want to name it. People can share things from, like Bobbi was saying earlier, Motivational Mondays. I have a whole bunch of motivational posts that I can share, and then you can have something to post every Monday. You want to put a description in it. Now, the wonderful thing with this is that it does give an expiration date because it doesn't want you using this forever. You know, like we don't want to use the same outline for 7 or 8 months. So you can actually put an expiration date. So let's say this is only good for the month of February. You want to put it to expire March 1st. So that way it can't be used after March 1st. And that could be handy because if you have February specials in here and you have, you know, different things, you don't want to, by mistake, go ahead and post this in the party. So once you have that, you're going to click the Share Collection button. And it's going to come up with a link. Now that link is wonderful because that link you can email. That link you can text it to your, you can text it to somebody else. You can share it via Facebook Messenger. So if you were to, let's say, copy that link and share it via Facebook Messenger, are you guys able to switch screens again? So
yeah,
like Cris, if you were,
Bobbi?
if you would send it to Bobbi so that so we could see what it'll look like on Bobbi's end when she receives
so
it.
I'm gonna stop sharing.
No, you got to share it with me first.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what we're looking at here is the different templates that are collections that Cris has, so that you see the different ones that you have. Now, once you receive them, they will come into your saved files. So let's see. I know that Cris just shared it to Bobbi Lynn. So I'm not quite sure whose screen. It went to our group.
Okay, I was looking for
it. Went to our group chat.
There you go. You can share now, Bobbi.
Okay.
Did you get the link?
I'm working. Hold on.
I put it in the messenger.
Okay, so where would it come in?
I put it in messenger.
So he sent it to you in Messenger, so you would go to your Messenger. So I think our group chat.
Oh.
Because I got it.
Here we go.
Yeah. There it is.
All right. So if you actually just click on it right there, it will automatically bring you right into Cinchshare, and it will bring you exactly right to that whole collection. So what you want to do is you can look through all the posts. Now, let's say, for example, there was a post in there that you didn't necessarily want to keep. You could delete it from there. You would just X out on the right-hand side.
Right.
But then when you're done with it, and now when you import it, you can call it something else. So you can import it and say, okay, well, you know, Cris named it template, but you know what, I want to be able to remember this as the month of February party. So you can rename it whatever you want. And so once you're done with that, you're going to click on Import Posts. And then now it will, once that's done, you see it pulls up into the saved file. There. Did I lose? There, okay. So if you go into your networks, into the search bar up on the top, right above
Select networks
where
over the top.
Where it says.
Yep.
If you click on that and you look for your month of. Now you will find all the posts from that collection that were shared with you. And then you can select them, you can batch post them, you can do pretty much whatever you want with them. So that's sharing collections.
So without that, that is just everything that's ever been shared with me.
No, that's just
saved in another way.
Oh yes, yeah, without it.
Yes, without you.
Do you want to show real quick, Bob, because you probably don't want my old post. Do you want to show how to delete it, just so if you need to delete stuff?
Sure.
If you
do I just do this? Do I just select them all and then come over here and click delete?
Yep. That's it.
Because they're all selected.
You have to hit other select. You have to select all first.
It is.
You have to select all. They're not selected all.
They're not.
Yeah. What's when that green check mark goes in? Yep.
Okie dokie. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
And then, of course, if you're
And
deleting,
that's
make
sharing
sure
collections.
that you're filtered on what you want to delete and not.
Yeah, that would not be good to delete everything.
Oh,
It'll tell you, like, when you're deleting or batching, it'll tell you how many posts. So if you had, like, you were deleting 400, you know, you don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, you're not filtered or something.
It's not where you want to be. Click and quit, man. You start to look. Give it a good look over. All right.
So what was, I think that was it for sharing collections. So is that all our agenda?
That was it.
We did it!
Is that it?
You are now no longer Cinchshare for Dummies.
Oh, no. I'm going to go right here real quick. I'm going to go down to the user guide, the last little icon over here.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Because if you want, you can just, you know, get the verbal on how to schedule posts, all that kind of stuff. But if you keep scrolling down, there are videos.
Yeah, there's a thing at the top, Bobby, in the center. It says videos.
Oh, there it is. Video tutorials.
Yeah, they moved it around a little bit.
So you can do some videos. How to save a post. And then there you go.
I will say it's very easy to get lost in there. The best way to do it is to just go in and play with it.
Yes. But like I said, so if all else fails, you can't reach one of us, you just can't figure it out, but you got a little time, here you go. They're wonderful with that. Community, let's click on that real quick. And they're just talking about things that they're doing, okay, just so you can see. Oops. Yeah, what to do. But getting started, if you have a question, this is where you can look through all of this. Design with Canva is a really great thing. That's how people are making really great looking posts from whatever they want to make it from. You know, like I can do all kinds of things. I can do a Facebook event banner. I can do just a standard Facebook post. You know, all those different things you can do right there from that.
Hey, one last thing I want to add, Bobby, is just, excuse me, give a plug kind of for that. Cinchshare has a great Facebook group, and if you join it, they have free webinars, I think weekly, that you can join, and they're all kind of direct selling stuff and how to use Cinchshare and different things, ways to do virtual parties. I found a lot of them to be really helpful, and it's free. So it's on the Cinchshare Facebook group.
And
yeah, they have a wonderful, wonderful support system out there for all of us.
Yeah,
they really do. And not that Post My Party didn't have a wonderful support system, but I just find that Cinchshare is really, like, they're wanting to be the leader in the market for this kind of event. Oh, here, I was going under account, so you can see, you know, what all your stuff is. Help. I guess I can go back out of that. Membership details, there we go. Design with Canva. You can design right here from within it, which is pretty cool. You don't have to go to canva.com. You can do it right here.
And that's good because when you design it, it will automatically just bring it right in here.
Right.
And you don't have to worry about saving the post and then trying to find where you saved it or whatnot.
But that's a whole nother video that we will do.
That could be in Cinchshare for 2.
Right? Part 2.
Cinchshare 2.
There's it out of that thing. There. Okay. Hello, Miss Edith. Oh, sideways.
Well, she's muted.
I know, that's okay.
Hi. There, I'm unmuted now.
Hey, Edie.
Sorry I'm late. I'm working. Got off the floor to come in here to see this.
Oh, that's okay.
Oh, not a problem. Well, thank you for joining us.
We got it all recorded, so you'll be able to watch it. We'll post them. I'll upload them to YouTube and then post them for everybody.
Okay, great. Because I'm just starting with Cinchshare because I did have Post My Party, and there's a lady I'm working with up here that had showed me about Cinchshare, and it's a lot easier to use than Post My Party was. So I'm looking at all these different videos in order to learn it, so it's more understandable for me.
Yes. Yeah. It's pretty simple, really, to do. I'm a new fan. I'm a convert now. So Because I'm like you, I was a post my party a PMP girl, and now I'm a CS girl.
Right. But I do follow all of their weekly posts that they do,
Yeah.
webinars, and they've been very interesting and have been helpful.
Yeah.
To build my business.
Very good. Very good.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get out of my wonderful.
Okay, well, that about does it for this Cinchshare training. Again, if you have any questions, either reach out to Susie, myself, or Cris, or to your director, or you can always go to the tutorials and help with Cinchshare. Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great day. Bye.